including our, wait, hold on, I'm gonna try to fix my lighting. Is that a little bit better?
Bam! On this podcast, we interview Harvard Class of 2020 members about what they did and what they're doing now. Introducing, plug the name for whoever you're introducing here. Yeah.
Wait, you should record the part where we're like explaining the whole spiel of our thing. I just want to be the single source of like where people are like, oh, I wonder what like smart people are doing right now, and then they just click on our link and see all these like amazing people from our class. You know,
I love that. I mean, I think if it helps anyone, I'm all about it. And I also think everyone from Harvard and everyone in our class has had a curiosity about doing this, so I applaud you guys for like going for it. So, is this recording right now?
Yeah, we're on. This is recording.
I'm good, you guys. I'm tired right at this moment. I'm in LA right now. After getting kicked off campus and after we got evicted, I went home to Troy, which is where I'm from. Neighboring to Rochester Hills, so I actually moved during the pandemic back to where I grew up. So where I live, where I was born to when I was in second grade. Then we moved away from that house. Now we're back in that house. Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like now COVID is just a particularly hard time. I feel like being this age. I mean, it sucks being any age, but like it's the best time to do nothing, but it's also the best time to get a head start. And it's like all of these things, like there is no good way of using your time. So
so what are you doing in LA, or what would you want to be doing in LA?
So I am trying to write an act. And that is a very ambitious dream. It's something that not a lot of people from Harvard are doing, rightfully so, because it's kind of a foolish thing to do by some merit. But yeah, in the past year, since it's almost been a year, I've been making some progress ever since leaving school. Doing an improv show that's now on Amazon Prime.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. It's called Boy Luck Club. It's a Gaysian like web series kind of thing where it's literally just like it's all shot on Zoom. It's very experimental. I mean, I don't think like I've told a lot of my friends to see it, but I it's like Zoom. I don't know if people necessarily want to see that. I think like
okay, well here we are on Zoom and we are expecting millions of people to be viewing.
And then now it's out. And then I've just been spending the other time like trying to develop a script, like the number one thing that's important in Hollywood or in the entertainment industry is just having your stuff and having your IP. Or just doing whatever I can to kind of develop projects has been good, stressful, and fulfilling. But
yeah, so is it really difficult? How does it even work like for like auditions now, or for like are they all online, or like are they having calls, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for me, I'm what you would call non-union. So I'm not in the actors union, which is something that you do. It's kind of a complex process to get in. But because for me, like I'm still starting out, I am not getting as many auditions as, a working actor would be.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic, I have gotten an agent and a manager, which are like two people that you're kind of supposed to have on your team. And so I've been making some kind of traction, but everything is basically online.
So now you're like, if you were to say long-term goal, would you want to be in like movies or like a TV show or like commercials? I don't know.
Sure, no, great. My long-term goal or my dream would to be like Phoebe Waller-Bridge or Michaela Cole and to just like be in a TV show that I wrote. Now that's incredibly difficult to do, and there's a lot of different ways that you could do it, but there's a reason why we can like name on our finger the number of like who has done that.
And so which would you say is more difficult to get into or to get a solid gig with, the acting portion or the writing portion?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dependent on the person. It's dependent on the type. For me, because I'm a Asian gay male, there just by nature isn't as many. Like, I can't bank on my success by being like, I'll just audition and keep auditioning and maybe there will be a role that's right for me. I think we're moving in that direction, but I think just that's why you see so many more people who are from diverse backgrounds be more multi-hyphenate, because they really can't just be an actor. They also, they, in order to get their story told, they either need to tell it or they need to be a part of something. Childhood dream was always to be an actor. Even when I was applying to Harvard, that's what I really wanted to do. And for me, like, the big moment was when I was in theater in high school. But after that, I was, I was just so undecided about everything. And in a lot of ways, I am undecided about things. And every single day, I'm kind of like, where am I going? Where the hell am I, where is the hell is it taking me? But I went to school thinking that I would either be like a doctor or like maybe go into academia or a business person. And I didn't exactly know what that meant, but like it took me a solid year and a half to figure out even what I was going to study.
Right, so what were you actually involved in at Harvard, like in terms of art?
I was a cast member of the Hasty Pudding theatricals, and
Yes.
I was told when I first got into the company that I was the first East Asian in the cast since Nick Ma, who is Yo-Yo Ma's son. And so I did that for 3 years, and that was like 120 performances total of different. And I got to be a part of it during probably the most exciting time ever when there was a co-ed cast in my second year. And that was just like the turning point for me. I did that. I also helped I helped start an organization. I was never that kid in high school who just like wanted to start organizations. I thought, a lot of Harvard people were that student and I was not. But I ended up starting one at Harvard called the Asian Student Arts Project with my good friend Julia. Through that program, I directed a production of Butterfly, which is one of my all-time favorite plays, and within the Asian community is like a very well-known one.
Also, we have to ask, because you were class marshal, actually firstly explain what class marshal is.
It's like comparable to like class president, but it's all in the sense of like reunions and bringing your community and your class together. And so ultimately what my job would have been had we been at school would be to like organize just a great graduation, choose the speakers, organize our senior week, which would have been our last week together. And then it's a lifelong position. So for me, I'm not going anywhere. It's going to be every reunion I help plan. It ended up being that we planned a virtual graduation and virtual events, and that was not what anyone really wanted at all. But at the end of the day, my job is to just make people have fun and bring community together. So whenever this pandemic is over, like no matter what, whether it's officially or unofficially, we will be like just having the time of our lives is what I hope.
Bow chicka wow wow. Yeah. Question time with Eric. Wow.
What's your favorite accessory?
Ooh, like a very thin silver chain in this time. I have an earring. I would usually say earring, but because I have one of that, I like these things.
Who do you think is the most interesting person in our Harvard class of 2020?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think Sabrina Wu. Jeremy, my roommate, is in Amsterdam doing the Fulbright, and he's kind of just reliving a whole new life, I think. I think he's growing a lot. Thanks for having me on, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.